Most people think LA and San Francisco are the places to be in California, but what if I told you they're losing thousands of residents and San Diego's picking them up? From quality of life to economic opportunity, people are fleeing north and heading south. I spent years watching California's housing shifts, and what's happening now is pretty wild. In this video, I'm breaking down why San Diego is winning and why that matters to you. So let's dive in. All right, let's see what's really happening with these population shifts and why San Diego seems to be holding its own in this coastal showdown. Forget those clickbait California is doomed headlines for a second. The real story is way more interesting. San Diego County added about 12,900 people between 2023 and 2024, hitting roughly 3.29 million residents total. That's our strongest population growth since before COVID hit. Pretty impressive when you look at what's happening elsewhere. Los Angeles County down about 1.9% between 2020 and 2024. San Francisco County dropped 2.1% in the same time frame. Meanwhile, San Diego County barely budged at just a tiny 0.1% dip overall since 2020. Yeah, I know these percentages might seem small, but we're talking about a huge cities here. Even 1% means tens of thousands of people making the massive decision to pack up and start over somewhere new. And the really juicy part is where these people are coming from. Sandag, that's our local planning agency, has been tracking this, and guess which two cities are sending the most people to San Diego? Yep, Los Angeles and San Francisco, and that's by a long shot. This isn't just random. We're seeing a clear, deliberate pattern. People leaving California's two biggest cities for its third largest, and it's not just one type of person either. Young professionals, families with kids, entrepreneurs, remote workers, they're all making the move. So the numbers definitely show where people are going, but they don't really tell us why. What makes San Diego so special anyways? Let's start with the obvious, our ridiculous weather and quality of life. But first, I'm Bern McGovern with the Off to 56 home team here in San Diego. I've been in the business for over 12 years now, and for me, it's always been more about just buying or selling a house. It's about what you want to achieve. If you're into honest insights on San Diego life and smart moves in real estate, go ahead and subscribe. When it comes to California living, San Diego's got something special that LA and San Francisco just can't touch. Everyone jokes about the best weather in the country thing, but seriously, there's a reason why we all say it. First up, our beaches are insane, and I don't just mean we have beaches, we have every kind of beach experience you could want. Wide sandy beaches with tons of action, hit up Mission Beach or Coronado. Looking for something more secluded with gorgeous cliffs? La Jolla or Torrey Pines has you covered. And let's be honest, having beach options is a total game changer. But here's what's crazy, despite being the 8th largest city in the country, San Diego somehow keeps this small town vibe in most of the neighborhoods here. Each area has its own unique thing going on while still feeling connected to San Diego as a whole. And the variety of living options, practically unlimited. You can go super urban in Little Italy or East Village, find that perfect suburban feel in places like Poway, or even go a little bit rural in Julian or Ramona, all without leaving the county. Let's talk actual weather numbers for a second. San Diego gets around 266 sunny days a year. LA gets a little bit more at 284, and San Francisco gets around 259. But here's the difference. When San Francisco says sunny, they often mean foggy until noon, sunny for a few hours, foggy again by evening. LA gets plenty of sun, but also smog and some serious heat waves. In San Diego, we're talking highs in the mid 70s most of the year. Our summer highs average around 76 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and winter lows rarely drop below 50 degrees. That means you can basically do outdoor stuff any day. I was literally at the beach last January in shorts. Now, this weather thing directly impacts daily life as well. San Diegans spend way more time outside, and the stable weather is linked to lower rates of seasonal depression compared to many other US cities. People here just generally seem happier with their environment. It sounds like a small thing until you really experience the difference. And traffic, former LA people like myself bring this up constantly. Yes, we have rush hour. I'm not going to pretend that the 5 or the 805 is fun at 5 p.m., but it's nothing like LA's nightmare gridlock. Average commute here is about 26 minutes compared to 31 in LA and about 32 in San Francisco. And that's like getting back an extra 40 hours of your life back each and every year. All right, the weather and lifestyle are great, but you still need to make a living, right? So let's check out why San Diego's job scene is suddenly attracting so much talent. San Diego's economy has transformed in the last decade or so. While it's still known for its beach town vibe, it's also become a serious innovation hub, especially in biotech, defense, and technology. And big tech has definitely noticed as well. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, and Google have all set up shop here in recent years. For example, Apple has expanded to over 1,000 employees in San Diego, with more on the way, mainly working on cutting-edge wireless tech. While these aren't just satellite offices or customer service centers, they're still smaller than their Silicon Valley campuses, but they are significant engineering hubs doing real innovative work there. But tech is just one piece. Our biotech scene is absolutely exploding right now. There are over 1,200 life science companies and more than 68,000 jobs in that sector alone. Companies like Illumina, Thermo Fisher Scientific, and BD have huge operations here, creating tons of high-paying jobs for scientists, researchers, and all the support roles around them. And what makes San Diego's job market unique is how diversified it is. San Francisco lives and dies with tech. LA rises and falls with entertainment and media. But San Diego, we've got strong tech, biotech, defense, tourism, healthcare, and education sectors all humming along. The defense industry alone accounts for about 24% of San Diego's jobs. With Naval Base San Diego, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, and all the defense contractors around them, this sector provides rock-solid employment that doesn't disappear during recessions. And here's where it gets interesting with salaries. Yes, you might get offered a slightly bigger number in San Francisco, but the cost of living is so much higher there that your actual buying power often ends up being better in San Diego. A software engineer making $150K in San Francisco would need only to make $120 to $130K in San Diego to have the same lifestyle. And many companies now offer competitive salaries that make the math work even better. Remote work changed everything too. Tons of former Bay Area tech workers realized they could keep their Silicon Valley salaries while enjoying San Diego's beaches and weather. I have neighbors who work for Facebook, Netflix, and other major tech companies, and they all work from their home offices or co-working spaces here. With UCSD, San Diego State, and other schools pumping out talented graduates, we've got this virtuous cycle of talent, innovation, and growth that keeps building on itself. But there's something else driving San Diego's growth that most people completely miss, and honestly, it caught me by surprise too. Ready for the twist in this story? When we dig into the actual numbers, San Diego's population growth isn't coming from where you'd expect. Check this out. San Diego County actually lost 23,934 people to domestic migration between July 2022 and July 2023, meaning almost 24,000 more people moved out to other parts of the US than moved in. But here's the kicker, international migration brought in 24,226 people during that same time period. Throw in natural increase, that's births minus deaths, adding another 12,667 residents, and boom, that's how we grew despite losing people domestically. I love how bluntly USD economics professor Alan Gid put it, if there had been no immigration, we would have lost about 12,000 people. That's how crucial international immigration is to San Diego right now. So who exactly is moving here from abroad? It's super diverse. We've got skilled workers coming from tech and biotech jobs, many on H-1B visas, tons of international students at UCSD, SDSU, and other schools, and many stick around after graduating. Family reunification is huge here too. Established immigrants bringing relatives to join them, creating a lot of multi-generational households, and being right on the Mexican border creates a completely unique dynamic. Many people live what you'd call transnational lives with family, work, and friends on both sides. This border connection creates this economic and cultural energy you won't find in most American cities. Now, the coolest part is how this international influx affects everything else. These newcomers bring entrepreneurial drive, global perspectives, and cultural diversity that makes the whole region more vibrant. The data consistently shows that places with healthy immigration levels tend to have more innovation, more new businesses, and stronger economic growth. These international arrivals are also helping fix some of San Diego's workforce gaps. From healthcare to construction to tech, they're filling essential roles that might otherwise sit empty. The Census Bureau says this pattern is happening all over. International migration accounted for nearly 2.7 million people added to the US population between July 2022 and July 2023. But few places benefit from this trend like San Diego, with our perfect storm of job opportunities, amazing climate, and killer quality of life. Now let's talk about the housing situation and why San Diego is attracting so many LA and San Francisco residents despite having our own affordability issues. Let me tell you something, housing costs are forcing Californians to rethink everything, and surprisingly, San Diego looks like a relatively better deal compared to Los Angeles and the Bay Area. Redfin's data tells the story. Los Angeles and San Francisco are the top sources of people searching for San Diego homes, with about 6,100 searches from LA and about 1,500 from San Francisco in early 2025. That absolutely dwarfs other locations that typically only register a few hundred searches. People from California's two biggest cities are actively hunting for San Diego properties in massive numbers. Now, I'm not going to pretend San Diego's housing is cheap, and it's definitely expensive by national standards, but compared to the insanity up north, there's a real difference. Let's break it down with actual numbers. Median home price in San Francisco is about $1.3 million. Los Angeles right around $972,000. San Diego County comes in right around $990,000, which is pretty similar to LA, but a lot cheaper than the Bay Area. But the really important part isn't just the price, it's what you actually get for your money. And this is where San Diego absolutely crushes it. Take $1 million in San Francisco, that might get you a tiny 900 to 1,000 square foot condo, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, maybe no parking. In LA, maybe a 1,600 to 1,800 square foot house in an okay but not amazing area. Same million in San Diego, you could be looking at 1,800 to about 2,000 square feet house in a really nice neighborhood with good schools, modern features, possibly even a pool. The difference in what your housing dollar buys is night and day in my opinion. San Diego's also been better than San Francisco at permitting new construction. We're still not building enough to meet demand, but who is? But our relatively better supply situation helps keep prices from going completely off the rails like they have in the Bay Area. For example, in early 2024, San Diego permitted thousands of new units, while San Francisco permitted only a handful. I'm not really sure why. Some people even take advantage of the border proximity by living in Tijuana, where housing is way cheaper than commuting to work in San Diego. It's obviously not everyone's cup of tea, but it's an option LA and San Francisco residents simply don't have. But look, San Diego isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Let's talk about the real challenges people face when moving here. Moving to San Diego definitely comes with some downsides, and there are some genuine problems you'll face if you relocate here. San Diego ranked as one of the least affordable housing markets in the entire country earlier this year. Yes, it's more affordable than San Francisco, but that's an extremely low bar. Housing costs are still a massive barrier for many people thinking about moving here. And finding a place, good luck. Our housing inventory is super tight. San Diego's geography basically boxes us in. Ocean to the west, Mexico to the south, the mountains to the east, Camp Pendleton to the north. We can't spread out like Phoenix or Las Vegas. Most new construction has to be infill development, which is typically more expensive and creates fewer units than building on empty land. Insurance costs blindside a lot of newcomers too. Homeowners insurance has risen sharply in recent years. The average premium in San Diego is now about $1,700 per year for a typical home, but can be much higher for larger homes in those high-risk areas. Got a house near canyons or in fire-prone areas like myself? Prepare for sticker shock. Some premiums hit $8,000 a year, and in the worst cases, people can't find coverage at all and end up on the California Fair Plan as a last resort. Water is another ongoing headache. San Diego imports about 70 to 75% of the water from the Colorado River and Northern California. That makes us super vulnerable to drought conditions and rate increases. Water rates have increased nearly 20% over the last 2 years, and it's probably going to keep climbing. Now, transportation is better than LA for sure, but still has huge gaps. Public transit works well in certain areas, but leaves many neighborhoods completely stranded, especially the area along the 56, no public transportation. Most residents still need cars, which adds to your monthly expenses and the environmental impact. The high cost of living means many service industry and entry-level positions don't pay nearly enough for workers to afford housing without roommates or brutal commutes. If you have kids, school quality varies dramatically by neighborhood. There are fantastic public schools in places like Powell Unified and San Dieguito, but other areas struggle with overcrowding and limited resources. Private school is another potential expense if education is a top priority for you. And one last thing that surprises some people when they move here, our airport situation. Unlike LA and San Francisco with the major international airports, San Diego International has just one runway and limited international connections. Though it serves over 25 million passengers a year, if you travel frequently for business, this can be a real downside compared to other options in bigger cities. But despite all these challenges, the migration patterns we've looked at suggest that for many Californians, San Diego offers the best overall package among the state's coastal cities. The benefits outweigh the drawbacks for thousands of people making the move each and every year. So what does this all mean for the future of California's coastal cities? The bottom line is, California isn't being abandoned, it's being reshuffled, and San Diego's coming out ahead. Good weather, job growth, international ties, and better housing value. It's attracting more people. That's great for San Diego's economy and culture, but could drive up prices fast. LA and San Francisco, on the other hand, risk losing key residents. Think about making the move to San Diego? Don't wait. This window of opportunity won't stay open forever. My team and I have helped over 200 families buy and sell in North County, and we'd love to help you too. Just shoot me an email at bern@off56.com to get started. All my contact info is in the description below, and before you go, check out this next video. It'll give you a deeper look at San Diego's neighborhoods and why so many people are choosing to call this place home. See you there.